Hello, I'm Incarnate, and today we're looking at another obscure game. This one's called Frozen State. Frozen State is a survival horror game. It's I'd probably also call it a survival horror crafting game because you do get to do a little bit of crafting. Basically, you're in the middle of a Siberian winter, and you basically have to. Oh, I wonder why that doesn't work. 1927. 1927. Sorry, it's opened. There we go. Anyway, you're in the middle of a Siberian winter, as you can see here. You have to go out and get food and supplies, and you have to stay alive. Now, also there's this Archimedes artificial intelligence, and basically it's been gathering information on the alien invasion that's happened. Basically there was a artifact underneath the ground that was unearthed, and after it was unearthed it caused most of the people to turn into these creatures. The cold slows the creatures down. It stops them from reproducing at the same rate, and people have built a weather machine to keep the world in perpetual cold. So this terminal has said that it has it's the remnants of a doctor who was infected by the virus. He copied his consciousness into a computer and has been residing there ever since. He's dying because the nuclear reactor that powers his mainframe is failing, and it has a Fallout-esque countdown. The nuclear reactor is shutting down because it will explode. I don't know why a reactor would blow up, but anyway, in 96 days the reactor's going to explode and destroy everything in the city. As you can see here, everything in a 56-kilometer radius. So we need to get information on the virus and the aliens from the mainframe by getting a hard drive and then heading over there. So, but I think short term we just need to get supplies, which is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to equip my axe, and I'm going to equip my clothes. And there we go. And then now, there we go. And pull out my weapons. So the first thing is controls. The camera in this game is terrible. Oh. Take those. Some berries. So the camera is very bad in this game, and I always find myself, you have to walk and then you have to rotate the camera where you're going to go. So if I'm going to walk over here, I have to turn the camera and then I can see where I'm going. You can also use the middle mouse button to zoom ahead, as you can see, but it's not a very intuitive system. It's quite it's quite bad. So very inspired by Fallout, you have this map system where you determine where you're going to go next. You're going to go to the closest town, and as it's a survival game, we're just going to be looking for food and water and supplies, and also we have a checklist of items we need for our car. So back to controls, you move around with the W, A, S and D keys. And it looks like this game's actually crashed on me. Oh no, there we go. So W, A, S and D keys to move, and you move the camera with the right mouse button, as you can see. You can zoom ahead with the middle mouse button, and use the E key as the use key. It feels very clunky. You can see when the character's running, when you stop running, it takes a half second for him to stop. And I understand they're building up a bit of momentum, but the character isn't sprinting. It shouldn't take a full second for it to stop running in a direction. That looks like a human head over there. It is. Oh no, it's a doll. I don't know what that. I don't know what the purpose of that is, but we'll take it. The other thing in this game that I have to mention too is the difficulty. This game is one of the most brutally hard games I've ever played, and it feels unfairly hard. As you know, I play a lot of survival games. I play a lot of games that require you to die a lot, and you will die in this game. But it feels that the monster placement of the game and item placement is unfair. There's too many monsters and there's too fewer items. Why am I full up already? It's probably because of the ammunition I was carrying. Well, that's great. That's because I've got activated carbon. So I'm going to have to come back here and I'll drop this wood. At least I know where to actually get wood and supplies. Logs, I'll drop those. Yeah, it's because I didn't bring too much. It's just because the logs are so damn heavy. I'm gonna have to come back and get a bag, get some means of carrying those. I'm gonna carry one log before I'm encumbered. So you need to find containers to carry things. You need to find food, water, supplies. I wouldn't say same as Project Zomboid, but very similar. So combat in this game feels very unfair. You can see that I basically run out of stamina fighting that guy. So that's the thing. The every time I've died in this game, it's been because of a monster killing me, and it's because I swing away at them with an axe, and it basically does no damage at all, and they can kill me in 2 or 3 hits. So I'm definitely not happy with the difficulty of the game. You can see that you get stuck on certain items. I got stuck on those low bricks, and you kind of have to run at them and jump until you can vault it. There's a dead guy. I'm hoping that I might be able to find a gun or something that'll even the odds. Oh, okay. Matches are useful because you need matches to start fires. Because of the extreme cold, you need to gather wood. That's what I was trying to do before I realised that I couldn't carry logs. So I need to find a bag or a container of some sort to give me a chance of being able to carry some supplies. Great. So one of those guys will just completely rape us, basically. We have to run away from them. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I like the idea of sneaking around, but it just... I mean, there's another one. You can see these... The enemy placement in this game is unfairly high. Considering I have no choice but to go out into the wilderness to find supplies, if you're going to put enemies all over the map to the point where... Look, there's another one. They're everywhere. I have virtually no chance of getting through this level without being seen. It's a miracle I haven't died already, and I reckon this building will be chockers full of guys too. So the enemy placement is bad. Enemy difficulty is bad. Controls are really bad, and that makes combat really difficult. The characters have a stamina bar, and I mean that would be alright if that meant that okay, I can only fight one enemy and then I have to rest, but I don't even have enough stamina to successfully kill one enemy, and when the enemies can run faster than you, it's basically a death sentence. I haven't been able to survive encounters with anything other than the smallest enemies in the game, because they can just keep swinging and there's not a lot I can do. You can see that creature, he can just keep attacking forever. I run out of stamina. I can't run away. So that's pretty much it. I'm stuffed. At least I found some food. Now these controls are complete ass. I'm not. Oh, a pilot jumpsuit. I'm not. I'm not doing. Oh, excellent, thick fur. Let's put that on. The other thing too is, I mean, this character will always have the same character model, regardless of what they're wearing. So I'll just put on a jumpsuit, and it doesn't matter. I'll always have the same. There's no graphical indication of having changed clothes. It's a minor gripe. It's definitely the smallest problem in this game. It's not my biggest concern. Oh, a kettle. What's in there? Nothing of use. So I could break open the door, but given there's creatures everywhere, I'm scared that it might attract some attention. But then again, I need the supplies. There we go. A sharpener. I might be able to sharpen my axe. So yeah, this is good. If you can get into a building and get supplies, you're okay. But the problem is that the whole maps are you're completely surrounded by these monsters. So you're lucky to be able to even get into a building alive. And keep in mind that the loot that you get when you start the game is random. I started with an axe. There's been some times when I've started with a knife. There's been some times I've started with nothing. Trying to fight one of those creatures with your bare hands, no chance at all. I've never won with any of the three characters. And I want to like this game. I really do. It's a lot of fun when things are working well. And if you start with good supplies and you actually get in a bit, I can see what they're trying to do with the game. And I realise it is an alpha, so I don't want to condemn this game at this point. But I think that they need a lot of work. I mean, they need to fix the controls. They need to fix the enemy spawns to make the game feel fair. And they need to at least have the character. If you're gonna have enemies that can poison you, that can burn you, I mean, at least have the character start with the ability to at least just a couple of bandages or something. The problem is that if I meet an enemy out and fight them, and I get burned or I get poisoned, by the time I get to a house to try and find the parts that I need, if I can find them in the house, I'm dead. And the ranged enemies that attack, they don't miss. I don't know if you saw that that monster from earlier. It was shooting that acid goop at me, but every single shot was hitting. Every single one was getting me dead on. Toolbox. Okay, let's see. Thermometer. Nothing of use. I'm trying to find a bag. If I can find a bag, then I can carry more stuff, but it looks like I might be out of luck. So at least I've managed to... I'm going to have to get out of here soon because it does get dark, and I really don't want to be stuck out in the dark here with not being able to see where I'm going and being surrounded, knowing that those three gigantic dudes are just outside waiting to just rape me. And seriously, it is that. It's like... It just feels really unfair. I'll take the bed sheets. What can I drop that I don't need? Bricks. Kefir. I'll leave the calculator behind. Stained bed sheets. We'll drop the stained bed sheets and take the clean ones. And I don't know what androzole is, but it sounds important. I got some sharpening stones. Ah, school bag. Yes. That's what we want. So the school bag, oh, it's nearly doubled my carrying capacity. I can take all this now. But I do need to get back. Washing tube. Yeah, I'm very cold, and I need to get out of here. So we're going to do that. Gonna head back. Jack's away. So running speed is definitely affected by you carrying a weapon or not carrying a weapon. I don't know if I'll make it back being as cold as I am, but there isn't anywhere I can set up a fire. And this is the problem, there's no map or anything. Like, you can get lost in these kind of labyrinthine apartment blocks, not be able to find your way out, which is pretty much what's happening to me right now. And then you can't, and I can't zoom out, so it's really a crapshoot. Oh, I was lucky there. And let's just have a look at the map. Now, I know that that's roughly where I want to go, but there's no indication of exit points from the map. I'm gonna grab my flashlight. Do I even have one? I don't. So I didn't have a sleeping bag with me, and I'm hoping I'm just going the right way. I'm not. I'm actually going the wrong way. But, I mean, you wouldn't know because you just have to run in a direction and then just keep checking the map to see if you're going the right way. Okay, I can follow this road, hopefully, and get back home. Yeah, the problem is that it just the whole thing smacks of untested games, and I guess one of my biggest criticisms of games that just aren't tested right. I mean, I've been playing this game for 20 minutes and I've already determined that the difficulty levels it's off. It needs to be tweaked, and I obviously, you know, different players are more skilled or less skilled in particular areas. I wouldn't presume to call myself the most skilled survival game player, but I'd say I'd be above the median skill level at the very least. And I'm struggling with this game. The controls and yeah, just everything about it. It just needs to be tweaked. So I keep looking at the map, trying to work out. I know that the exit of the level's here somewhere. I know that I came via the south entrance. But it would be nice, at the very least, to mark on the map where the exit point is. There we go. So we'll head back home. And hope that we haven't been dumped in an area where we can't find it. Oh, there's our telephone box. Hopefully up here is... there's our entrance. Nearly frozen. Made it home. Now I'm going to find my bed in the dark. And look, I think we're going to leave it here. I think I've seen enough to give my impression of the game. At this point, I'm not really liking it. I think it needs a lot of work. That being said, I think with the right amount of work, this could be a really good game. There we go. Kindle a fire. Let's examine. We go crafting and food. I don't like this crafting table here, where you have to just click through and... I mean, it would be nice if you had... it would be nice to work out how to do stuff. But going into this and then just looking through... They should have a 7 Days to Die style crafting table where you can just experiment. Because basically all I'm doing is just going through here and guessing. We're just clicking through and hoping that that I can there we go. I will try and find some water. I did pick up some water. I'm sorry, we're going into overtime. I'm giving this game a chance. I'm going to try and see if I can work out the crafting in this. Or I'm just going to weep and lament what the game could have been. We haven't actually picked up any water, unfortunately. Firewood, matches, cyanide. Okay. Port wine, that's handy. So I'm hungry. I can eat frozen wild berries. What a shame. I haven't picked up anything that I can actually eat. Or anything I can prepare. Oh, a pack of spaghetti. So I can go cooking spaghetti. I don't have a water flask. Excellent. So I literally can't cook anything. I can eat these. I found some tomato juice at least. Alright, well, I think we've determined that at this point of the game, in summary, controls are terrible. Game balance is really bad. needs a lot of work. The enemy placement is really, it feels really unfair. I've nearly died quite a few times, and I'm gonna try and sleep and see if that even gives you a chance. Well, oh, there we go. I've actually gotten my health back, so at least you can sleep and get some health back. Here we go, hunger. There we go. Anyway, I think that's it. I've gotten everything I need to know out of this game. I'm gonna recommend that you don't get it. The difficulty is too high. The enemy placement is way too high. It feels unfair. The controls need a lot of work. The camera is criminally bad, and at the moment, while the concept seems very good, it's gonna need more work before anyone's going to want to buy this. I believe they're asking $15 on Steam, and I just don't feel for an early access game, you can go out and get yourself Project Zomboid, which is the best game, early access game that I feel is available, or get yourself 7 Days to Die, get yourself a number of other indie games that are far better for the same price, and hopefully after a bit of work this game will become a bit more fun. Until next time, if you like this episode, please subscribe. I'm going to be looking at more indie games, more obscure games, just stuff that a lot of people haven't seen. I'm going to try and focus on obscure games. Until next time, Skill Incarnate out.